Let's start. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our bowl preview presented by Offense Defense Sports. I'm Corey Heppola. And if you like football, and we know that you do, you're at the right place. Some of the best high school football players from Texas and from around the country are coming to Houston at the end of December for the 7th annual Offense Defense All-American Bowl. And just some of the names of the big name guys who've played in this before: Cam Newton, Dez Bryant, Earl Thomas. So yeah, some really big-time talent will be here, and, well, we've got big-time talent in the studio. Huh?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, look at these guys. It feels like our Christmas dinner right here. Lima, pass the peas, would you?
I got you.
Yeah. Okay, to my right here is Matt Malatesta. He's the co-publisher of Vipe magazine. And Matt, well, you grew up in Houston. You've been around recruiting in this area for a very long time.
We've had a great time doing it, about 12 years now. We've covered the likes of, Andrew Luck being one. He's having a pretty good career. Jacquizz Rodgers now plays for Atlanta Falcons. Brian Arakpo. Thousands of kids have come through this area over the past 10 or 12 years.
And then we've got Josh Buchanan from Offense Defense. Josh, what do you do with the Offense Defense Bowl?
Everything player selection with the All-America game, picking the players and getting them to Houston.
And you watch a lot of video. And speaking of watching video, our guy Lemont Williams, the guy sleeps here. He's got a sleeping bag. He's just watching constant video. Lemont, good to have you. What have you seen so far from this Offense Defense Bowl?
Seen a lot of great players, a lot of talent, a lot of raw talent which developed in the Offense Defensive Bowl. I can't wait for the kickoff.
And we're going to hold you. Okay, we're just going to tease this. We want to keep people around for a little bit longer here. So we'll get to all these guys and their opinions on some of the players. But first, Josh, the Offense Defense Bowl. Tell us its background and what its purpose is.
This is the 7th year of the bowl. It's had Cam Newton, Earl Thomas, as you said, Dez Bryant, a lot of guys, Rolando McClain. A lot of great players have come through this bowl. Geno Smith and David Ash currently playing. The purpose is just to bring some of the best high school players in the country together for a fun all-star trip. To kind of cap your high school career, just like they do in the NFL with the Pro Bowl and vice versa, and so on.
And it's a chance for these kids to not only become better friends with the guys and see some of the talent there, but it's also a chance to showcase their talents on a national stage. Now, you're asking, when is this game? I would like to watch it.
Yeah.
When is it? Okay, well, it's the Offense Defense Bowl. It's December 30th at 7 o'clock at Reliant Stadium. Now, 90-plus high school players, some of the best in the country, will be here at Reliant Stadium. Kickoff, as we said, is at 7 o'clock. That is at Reliant Stadium. And you guys, we've been mentioning it, but some real good talent has been here and played in this game. We've got Cam Newton, Dez Bryant, Earl Thomas, and I bet it's kind of fun, Josh, to look back at some of these players, and really this gives some instant credibility to this bowl.
Oh, it does. And the funny thing, too, about it is sometimes you get a guy like Stephen Hill, who was a good high school player, good college player, but he wasn't one of the top 10 players in the game. He ends up being a high draft pick. So it's always fun to watch not only the guys that you expect to go on to the NFL, but there's always some guys that surprise you and were first-round picks and you didn't really think that they necessarily would be.
You had to know Dez Bryant would be good, though, right? He went to Oklahoma State. Some of the other guys, too, that played in this game, we talked about Cam Newton, and we know all about Cam, don't we, Matt? I mean, he played at Blinn College in Brenham right there, won a Heisman. At Auburn, was the #1 overall pick. And this 2007 game, a lot of talent. Josh, what do you remember about that game, or at least watching video as we look back here?
Yeah, it was a fun game. You had Cam Newton and Dez Bryant obviously hooking up a lot in the game. There was a lot of talent. There was, close to double-digit first-round picks from that game alone. I mean, you had Derek Sherrod and Rolando McClain and Dez Bryant, Earl Thomas, and Joe Hayden is another one that people forget. So it was a very talented game, and you could see in that game there's just a lot of talent.
It's unfortunate that you play for the Browns and you get forgotten. That's how that works with Joe Hayden. Now, this year's no different. Plenty of potential star power. We introduce you to the top 20 players in this game. We're going to be doing that throughout the show. So we're going to start with the top 5. And Josh, Andrew Billings. That's the guy who really stands out, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. He's mean on both sides of the ball. Plays defensive tackle and actually played offensive tackle there. But very mean guy, finishes plays. And he's a guy who actually at one point an opposing coach told his coach to ask him to let up on the other team because he's that mean of a player.
Can you stop playing so hard, Andrew, please? Let's look at him in offense now. He's a both offensive and defensive guy, but let's take a look at him. What do you see there, Lemont?
Well, I see right here he comes off as a defensive stand. Great hands, great swim move on the outside, fights in through the gap and make a tackle. On offense, he plays both sides of the ball. Great aggressive play. Watch this play right here. Knocks him down, pancake with a little sauce on the end.
Little
sauce on the end there. Great aggression. I like his hands. He reminds me of a throwback player. Defensively, he reminds me of Deacon Jones, very aggressive, wants to get out to the quarterback. Offensively, he's mobile and flexibility and has enough flexibility to run down the field and continue his block.
But for the college game, he probably projects as a nose tackle, wouldn't you say, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, he's not your prototype size for an offensive guard, but he's got that wide build. He's athletic, he's explosive, and he's very mean, which is what you look for on defense.
Yeah, he's about 6'1", 310 pounds, right? That's a good staunchy nose tackle right there. A good stout guy. Now let's take a look at some of the other names on the board here. A local kid we've got here, Matt. Hardrick Walker out of Westfield. You know him a little bit, don't you?
Hardrick Walker, tremendous career at Westfield, but he's following two guys that are now kind of stars in their own right. Des Jackson, who now starts at University of Texas at nose. Anthony Smith, who's now at Texas Tech, both from that Westfield program. He's just the next guy in. He's done a tremendous job. Walker's going to be heading to Texas A&M, where A&M's putting together a tremendous class.
Yeah, they are. They've had a couple of good ones, and now they're, well, this success in the SEC. That helps. Now we're going to move on to 6 and 10 on our list. And one guy that, when you watch the video, you just know this guy is tremendous. Antonio Allen. He's a safety out of Indiana, a big-time hitter. Josh, you call him one of the most feared players in the nation right now, right?
Yeah, he is. He's a hard hitter and a guy that I'm sure Roger Goodell will be keeping his eye on in the NFL because he's known to take helmets off and dislodge the football. So very hard hitter and very fast, explosive player too.
Lima, you watched a lot of videotape of Allen. Huge upside, but you saw something that concerned you a little bit, right?
Right, Corey. The fact that he leads a lot with his head. You know, nowadays we're adjusting to football where it's conscious. Everybody's worried about concussions. So this young man has a great closing speed, great raw talent, very aggressive player. However, I think with this offense-defense week coming up and allowing him to play more football, I want to see him adjust more and be more a form tackler type of player instead of leading with his head quite often, which is looking for the KO shot.
And Matt, too, on the concussion thing, I mean, that's something we need to be careful on this stuff now.
Exactly, and I tell you what, they really don't want them to have a concussion or get injured in a you know, not a playoff game, but an all-star game like this. So you're right, he needs to really watch himself, what he does, and just learn some technique. You know, he's going to get a lot more coaching at the college level. And I tell you what, Kevin Wilson at Indiana's done a tremendous job putting together a pretty good recruiting class, and they need defense. He's going to be a guy that could step in right away.
Now, Allen is getting some high praises from coaches already. They want him on their team. They want him on their team. The Kirk Ferentz of Iowa compared him to Bob Sanders. We know him. He helped the Colts get to the Super Bowl there a few years ago. And then Hugh Freeze of Ole Miss said he's the hardest hitting player we've ever seen on film. That's an SEC guy right there. Yeah. Not bad. Okay, we're going to take a look at some of the other members of the secondary. You know this guy, right? Tavares Garner from Manville. And, well, I think you've seen a lot of this guy over the years.
Yeah, he's another really nice cover corner. He's not a huge kid, but he's got great fluid hips. He can turn and run, you know, even if he gets beat, fast kid. He's going to Texas A&M. He's had a lot of practice because Manville is one of these teams that throw the ball a ton. So during practice, he lines up against, you know, 3 or 4 of the best receivers in the state of Texas. He gets a lot of practice on a daily basis.
We mentioned a quarterback that played in this game, Cam Newton. You've probably heard of him. He was a once-in-a-generation type of athlete at quarterback and has really done a nice job with the Panthers now. Well, Bucky Hodges out of Virginia. Comparisons being drawn to Cam Newton, Josh.
Yeah, he's basically Cam. Needs a little work on his mechanics, but he's got a big arm. He can run. He's 6'6", 225 pounds. So he's got the body type. He's athletic. He can run in space, and he's mobile, and he's got a big arm. He made some very big throws the last 2 years at Salem, Virginia.
That's some high praise, Lemont. 6'6",
yeah.
6'6" guy, right?
A lot of praise, and I really love this kid. He's from my hometown, Salem, Virginia. I'm from the Hampton Roads area, and I heard a lot about this kid here. He's a phenomenal talent. He's committed to go to certain schools. I don't want to say which one yet, but he has a lot on his plate. Like Josh said, he's a raw talent. When he gets to the next level, a lot of coaches are going to work on his technique, his footwork. You got to be able to be more of a pocket-present quarterback instead of a guy that takes off and run the ball quite often.
All right. Hey, we've got plenty of Houston guys in this game. And when we come back on the Bowl preview powered by Offense Defense Sports, Caleb Benenoch, the offensive lineman from Seven Lakes, is here. That's coming up next.
You know, he should Find some peace this holiday. Get an 8-piece meal now with a dozen delicious cookies baked in store. The KFC Festive Feast, all for just $19.99.
Do it! Yes, you did! No, I didn't! Yes, you did! Yes, you did! Did not! Yes, you did!
Today tastes so good.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Offense, defense football camps, ages 7 to 17. Over 40+ locations across the nation. Join us this summer and learn the skills necessary to dominate the gridiron. Offense, defense football camps. The oldest and best contact camps in the country. OD.com.
It's a new season for the Houston Rockets, and Comcast Sportsnet is your home for complete game day coverage.
The debut of the New Age Rockets.
Live reports before the game.
Big matchup tonight.
An in-studio breakdown at the half, post-game analysis, and reactions immediately following.
Great first game.
Get all your Rockets game day news in one place. Don't miss Comcast Sportsnet's Rockets pregame live. Then the halftime report, followed by Rockets postgame live.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bowl Preview, powered by Offense Defense. Looking at the rankings now, 11 through 15 here. We highlight a couple of offensive linemen, both Texas products. That's Ishmael Wilson of Bishop Dunn and Caleb Benenoch. And this guy's making a name for himself just right down the road at Seven Lakes. And guess who's here? It's Caleb Benenoch. That's him right there. And then alongside Lemont Williams, our college football analyst. And Caleb, we want to ask you, so you're playing in this game. What's the purpose? What do you hope to get out of it here?
Just play a lot of good competition, a lot of great players around the country, around the state, and, just work real hard and, make a name for myself and showcase my skills.
You know, what's interesting, Caleb, you've got a very interesting path of how you've gotten here. You grew up in Nigeria, moved to Houston when you were 8 years old. Did you play football right away?
No, it took me about a year, but all my friends are playing it, so I just, went along with them. They say when you're in Rome, do what the Romans do. So I was in Texas, I played football.
Yeah, in Texas you play football, and but you weren't like the biggest kid right away, right? I mean, it took a little bit. You shot up one year, you were saying.
Yeah, I was more of a short, stocky kid up until my freshman year. I shot up to about 6'2", started playing guard, and I fell in love with the position ever since.
Yeah, and now, can you tell us how big you are right now? Because you're what?
I'm 6'6" and a quarter, 320 pounds, and I play offensive tackle.
And that is a great size for that's great size for an offensive lineman, and scouts love that. What's this recruiting process been like for you? Because you were kind of a late bloomer, so a lot of colleges get into the game late on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a humbling experience. I've gotten a lot of help from my teammates, my coaches, a lot of support from my family, and it's been a blast going through the process. I started off late, didn't get a lot of attention, but when I blew up, it happened, and I had a lot of people around me to keep me humble, so it's been a lot of fun.
Well, Caleb, congratulations on all your success this season, and so far you guys lost the by-district playoffs to Lamar, and you finished up 5-6. How would you evaluate your overall season?
I think it was a pretty productive season for us. We got a lot of young guys to play. A lot of people got experience from the coaching change and the staff change and the scheme change. I think we handled it well. We dealt with injuries throughout the season, and there's a lot of kids out there, a lot of young kids like Braden West and Sid Turnbull, the tight end, 2 sophomores who are going to be very good down the line, and we got to see them blossom, and I'm just glad I got to help everybody and help the team the way I did.
You mentioned Braden West. This young man has finished over the season with over 1,500 yards. How exciting to block for a guy like that can be able to rush for 1,500 yards?
It's a lot of fun. He made a lot of fun blocking for him. He's a humble guy. He's a tough kid for a sophomore. He took a lot of hits. He helped us out, and he makes us look good. We got to run back to make you look good. It's a lot of fun blocking for him. It was.
We had read something that you kind of play with a chip on your shoulder, right? I mean, nothing's been given to you, essentially.
Yeah, I definitely do. I wasn't sophomore year. I didn't play on varsity a lot. Like a lot of my friends were playing on varsity sophomore year. I didn't play. My first 3 games of varsity on junior year, I didn't play. So I was kind of like the coaches have really made a a point of me working for what I get. And, you know, when you're the biggest guy, everybody wants to find a reason to say, okay, you know, he's soft or he's not good enough. So I play with a chip on my shoulder. I try to be as aggressive as I can.
What's really interesting to me is that it's a different game, you know, in high school now, back then when, you know, you would have played and I would have played if I had played football. But, you know, because you guys are watching a lot of film now.
Yeah.
And we've got film of you, and we want to get Lemont's opinion on your play here. So let's roll some video here, Lemont. Tell us what you see here and what Caleb does really, really well.
Well, right now, I see he has a great base. Right out the back, he's able to fire off the ball, and you see that he finishes up his blocks. He's a guy that gets his hands on the inside pad level of the defender. And Caleb, you can chime in as well, but he's the type, seems like he's very mobile, gets to the outside, stays on his block, and by doing that, he'll allow his running back, West, to be able to pick up 1,500 yards. Also, you see him at the bottom right there. Good stance, good hands, finishing off. I like that balance for a 6'6", 300-pound guy. On the outside here, you see going against a smaller defensive back. Watch him finish his block. Just keep moving, keep your feet moving. I don't know what y'all call it now, Caleb, but we used to call it pancake. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was
with a little syrup on it.
Yeah, with a little syrup on it, a little sauce at the end. And from what I'm seeing right here from the film, Corey and Caleb, this young man right here has a bright future. He can fire off the ball. Great, another good base there. It seems like you guys are able to mix it up offensively, going spread offense, a little bit of traditional pro set style as far as running the ball, but I see a lot of flexibility in this young man.
Yeah, the other thing, Caleb, we saw you play mostly at right tackle in that video right there, but you can play other positions along the line too, right?
Yes, all through spring ball I worked on playing guard, left and right side. When I go to a lot of college camps and when I worked through a lot of camps at Texas and Oklahoma, I played guard, I played in center. You know, just that the versatility helps you a lot when you're talking about evaluation for college. And you know, if somebody goes down, you know, because as a freshman, this offensive line, you don't get to play right away usually. You redshirt, so you know, it helps me out in college. If somebody goes down, you know, you can plug me in here, you can plug me in there, and it makes it easier for me to get on the field faster.
Now, when you watch the NFL or you watch major college football, who's one guy, offense or defense, that sticks out to you? Maybe we'll go offensive lineman. Who's a guy that you say, that guy's good, I'd like to be as good as him someday?
Pouncey, the center from Pittsburgh Steelers. I love the way he plays. He's super athletic. He has tight end athleticism playing center. You saw when he was hurt for the Super Bowl, he hurt the Steelers a couple years ago, and I think that they lost that game because they couldn't run the ball because of things that he could do, you know, the calls that he can make, and he's just an intelligent guy. He's a great player.
And what about J.J. Watt? Could you block that guy?
He's a big dude. Maybe a couple years lifting weights, and, you know, I'll see what happens, but he's a good football player.
Yeah, so are you, Caleb. Caleb Benenoch here. Thanks for joining us. Now, up next in the Bowl Preview Show, powered by Offense Defense Sports, we're going to take a look at the rest of the top 20 players for the game and tell you who else to keep an eye on. That's next. Stick around.
Welcome to Chevy's year-end event. So the 5.3-liter V8 Silverado can tow up to 9,600 pounds? 315 horsepower. What's that in reindeer power?
Chevy's giving more. This holiday season, trade up to get the 2012 Chevy Silverado Texas Edition for 0% APR financing for 60 months plus $2,000 cash allowance, or get a total value of $9,000.
We're not far from putting a stop to multiple sclerosis. In fact, we're as close as your wallet. Help us get even closer. Donate now at bpms150.net. Experts have identified a powerful weapon in the fight against multiple sclerosis. Spandex. Stretch yourself at bpms150.net. Get on a bike. Get on a team. Register to ride.
Saturday, the Beard was ill the first time the Jazz beat the Rockets. So how will a healthy Harden help play against the Jazz? Find out. Rockets, Jazz. Saturday at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Before the new year, resolve to support the American Red Cross, and you'll provide hope, help, and compassion every day. Do something that means something. Visit redcross.org today.
Be part of the offense-defense progression to greatness. The OD Progression produces college and NFL stars. OD youth campers are also selected from our camps for the OD Youth All-American team. Offense-defense football camps. The oldest and best contact camps in the country. OD.com. B1.
We are back. This is our bowl preview presented by Offense Defense Sports. Taking a look at the top prospects, numbers 16 through 20. Josh, a couple guys on there that you like. Who are they?
I'll start with the first two. Deshaun Hunt out of Westlake, California. He's short, but he's a hard hitter. He's fast. He's very good on both sides of the ball. And Mark Dotson Jr., just a very good running back, explosive kid who's had a great senior season. Actually, has had a Player of the Year worthy type senior season.
Wow. So Dotson, running back. Who does he remind you of?
Well, from last year, J.C. Coleman, who's now at Virginia Tech, playing as a true freshman, and of current pros, I would say LaDainian Tomlinson. Same
that much, huh? Yeah. LDT. How come? What does he do well?
Just very shifty in open space, very good receiver out of the backfield. He's an explosive kid. You know, he's a tough kid too, highly productive guy. He's a home run waiting to happen. So he's just like LT. He can break the big play at any time. And as you can see, he can make people miss.
Yeah, I always prefer to call him LDT. You know, LaDainian Tomlinson. LT was Lawrence Taylor to me. I don't know about you guys. But I digress. Okay, well, hey, a lot of Houston guys playing in this game, too. We just talked to Caleb Benenoch. What a great guy, getting good grades, too. And Matt, he's not the only Houston kid playing in this thing. Take a look at these four guys here. Matt, you know these guys well. Kyrion Parker, Tavares Garner, Hardrick Walker, Maurice Porter. How about that Parker?
Kyrion Parker, total steal. He had a tremendous 7-on-7 year this year. Entering the season, he really does a great job at Vanderbilt. They had a very nice playoff run. They throw the ball a lot. Parker's going to be really good at Texas A&M. His best friend, Tavares Garner, defensive back at Manville, also going to Texas A&M. But what he does well is, you know, just catches the ball with his hands, catches it in space. He can break tackles. He's got a good frame to break tackles and hit home runs every time.
Lemont, you've seen plenty of this guy. What do you think?
I like him. When he comes out, he's great. He's at 6'3". He runs the routes real good. However, he's a tough receiver across the middle as well, going with the quick slants for the touchdowns.
The other two kids on that list.
Hardrick Walker, we talked about a little bit, from Westville. Mo Porter, from Marshall. Marshall's had one of their best seasons all year, and he was a big reason anchoring that offensive line.
Okay, so some good talent to watch out for. Hey, when we come back on Bowl Preview, powered by Offense Defense Sports, we're going to explore the camp process and how these great players get the chance to showcase their talents. Stick around.
We all make bad decisions, like, say, gas station sushi. Cheap is good, and sushi, good. But cheap sushi, not so good. It's like that super low rate on not enough car insurance. Pretty sketchy. And then there are the good decisions, like Esurance. Their coverage counselor tool helps you choose the right coverage for you at a great price, without feeling queasy. That's insurance for the modern world. Esurance, now backed by Allstate. Click or call.
In space, the shuttle Endeavour is practically weightless. 3, 2, 1. But here on Earth, what a stock Toyota Tundra towed in. That bad boy weighed 292,000 pounds. Toyota, let's go places.
Offense Defense football camps, ages 7 to 17. Over 40+ locations across the nation. Join us this summer and learn the skills necessary to dominate the gridiron. Offense Defense football camps. The oldest and best contact camps in the country. OD.com. Be part of the offense defense progression to greatness. The OD progression produces college and NFL stars. OD youth campers are also selected from our camps for the OD Youth All-American team. Offense Defense football camps. The oldest and best contact camps in the country. OD.com. B1.
So, hey, Hepola wins the game. Okay, the Offense Defense Bowl. It's December 30th at 7 o'clock at Reliance Stadium. And, Josh, this is really the end product. This is the game, the end product. You guys do a lot to get to this point. What's that process like?
You know, it starts when they're, you know, elementary school, middle school age, the full contact camps over the summers, the combines, you know, as underclassmen in high school, the youth All-American games at the bowl, you know, there'll also be a showcase game for underclassmen as well. So that whole process kind of leading up to it.
When do you start getting commitments for this thing?
Usually the summer before the season, and then, you know, most of them during the season.
Lemont, you were probably the best football player at this desk, probably. What was it like playing in some of these games?
It's an unbelievable feel. I mean, for a guy like myself, in a diamond in the rough, you learn so much throughout the week. I mean, competitive spirit from other guys. You learn the fact that other guys do the same rituals or have the same habits as you. But most important is the fact that you see a lot of good character people. You see a lot of good character as far as coaches, players, and most important, great talent.
A lot of recruiting here, Matt. Going to be a lot of eyes out there.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of recruiting still going on. And I tell you what, some of these guys are not through the process, of course, of recruiting. They'll have all the way through the month of January. Phone calls, paging. They'll be texting each other back and forth as they leave this game. So watch out. But it is a great opportunity for them to get some good coaching and be around like talent. They're the best guys on their high school football teams. Now, all these guys are the best guys on their high school football team. See how they compete in some of these drills, too.
And I'm sure a lot of the guys getting tweeted at and Facebooked and all that. Hey, 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 come to our school, like that. But playing at Reliant, too, we've mentioned it throughout the show, but that has just got to be such a cool deal, right, Matt?
Once-in-a-lifetime experience, really, for a lot of these guys, unless they go on to the league, of course. But, you know, this is one of the coolest stadiums in the country, NFL stadium, and it's just something they're going to remember, you know, for the rest of their lives.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Now, that's a show. This is one you're going to want to DVR. You're going to want to watch it over and over and over again. That is Lemont Williams, Matt Malatesta, and our guest today, Josh Buchanan from the Offense-Defense Bowl. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. All right. I'm Corey Eppola. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Come say yes to Christmas at Conn's. Yes to new furniture for every room. Yes to a big new TV and a tablet, too. Yes to appliances you wanted all year. Conn's can deliver tons of good cheer. And yes, money can make it happen. With the financing you need and the low monthly payments you can afford, you can even apply and get approved online before you shop. Then get your home ready for the holidays in just one stop.
You gotta say yes to Christmas at Conn's.
Offense-Defense football camps ages 7 to 17. Over 40+ locations across the nation. Join us this summer and learn the skills necessary to dominate the gridiron. Offense-Defense football camps. The oldest and best contact camps in the country. OD.com. Be part of the offense-defense progression to greatness. The OD progression produces college and NFL stars. OD youth campers are also selected from our camps for the OD Youth All-American team. Offense-Defense football camps. The oldest and best contact camps in the country. OD.com. B1.
What makes Sports Talk Live on Comcast Sportsnet different than the rest? Exclusive interviews, buzz-worthy opinions, and plenty of play-by-play analysis. Plus, with live crowd interaction and your tweets displayed, you're not just watching a show, you're a part of the team. Get to know Sports Talk Live, weeknights at 5 on Comcast Sportsnet, your home of your home.